Hello and welcome to the third HLRA podcast. The podcast brought to you from in the back of my Land Rover for Land Rover owners. I'm Harry Graham.
And I'm Lucas Easby.
And in this month's podcast we have a lot to talk about, don't we, Lucas?
We do indeed.
Yeah, all sorts of things such as Truckfest Lincoln, which Lucas went to, was it 2 weeks back?
Around 2 weeks.
Yeah. Our podcast patrons, which we've got a fair few of in the last 2 weeks, so we will mention about them later by a shout out. Joey Paskins's December 1983 2.25 litre diesel Series 3, as for Lister's Landy, and much, much more. Should we get kicked off then?
Yeah, let's get started.
Yeah, so we'll start off with what I've done over the last month with my Series 3. We had a great day out in the North Yorkshire moors. Went over to Leversham, Pickering, and we also saw Frank Hudson's 770S twin tag in Pickering, and she's some rig. Yeah, it was a right eye stopper, like you saw it and thought, ooh, yeah. And then I adjusted the tappets on the 200 TGI because they really needed doing. It isn't actually much of a job, Lucas, it turns out. You just need to put a little tool in, can't really remember what it's called. You go, it's called the rule of 9. So you do it on the first, when it's open, you do it backwards, but I think so. I did that about a month ago, so there will be a video on that soon. It's just doing it as a sort of backup video for every Sunday, because the videos will now be posted on a Sunday. We also went over to the Lake District. It was a nice day out over there. Went over to Cranston's at Penrith. Went over to the Freckled Quarry Museum over in the lakes, just about 7 miles away from Penrith. Really worth calling into if you want to go there. There's a lot of interesting bits of kit all in that quarry. We've also got some new microphones as well for filming the podcast and the YouTube videos. It's not really Land Rover related, but it's all about the video.
We used them on the other video, didn't we?
Yeah, with the lightweight. It's a really good video that over at Twisted with a lightweight. So if you want to watch that, go and watch it. But watch after this because we'll also say a bit more about that video. We also did some haulage for a friend of a friend, moving a Shepherd's Up from Barnard Castle over to Leeming Bar in North Yorkshire. What else have we done? On the 30th of April, it was World Land Rover Day. So Dad took the Series 3 over to work as a ride out, and I went and drove around in the field when it came back, just as a little ride out. We also saw Jacob Field. Is it called Jacob Field?
I don't know.
On Tim's video.
Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, we saw him go past on A19, I did, so messaged him on Instagram and just said, we saw you. So, yeah, he then went and messaged back and all. And then, as you would have seen, hopefully, and I also mentioned about a minute ago, the Twisted video over at the old cinema with their military Series 3 lightweight. Bit of a walk round video, really. Bit like how I did about a month ago with my Series 3, about the history and, a really well-made video. Lucas was using my gimbal for that, and your camera work was brilliant. And
I just think we've got to move your phone left out more.
Yeah.
In the bottom right corner, it kept popping up.
Yeah. But it was great camera work, and I think the video was one of the best that we've actually made, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it's well worth watching because I think that is genuinely the best video we've done. What else have we done? We filmed the Mark 1 of this podcast, but it didn't go to plan, did it, Lucas?
No.
I sort of cocked that one up, but hey ho. So we're making a round 2 of it, let's say.
And that's why it's a couple of weeks late.
Yeah, that's how come it's a week late. We are really sorry about that, viewers, but at the end of the day, that is life, and you need to sort of get round problems. You need to sort out what you've done wrong. So that is what we're doing. We're making round 2 after school. And then we've also been over to Twisted 3 times this month after school.
Yeah.
Have a wander down there.
It's a shame we can't go next week because you're on air though.
Yeah, I won't be here next week because we're doing a bit of a road trip. But you'll see many videos on that. There will be different parts. I'm not sure how many parts there will be, but keep an eye out on YouTube for the next 2 or 3 weeks because it'll be worth watching. Off over to the Isle of Arran, but I'll leave it there. And then been over to Twisted's. Helen, who is Charlie Fawcett's sister, really kind woman. She always helps us out down there, and always just a good place to call into. So, Lucas, what have you been doing?
So obviously, Harry's mentioned we've been Twisted like we always do.
Yeah.
Nothing different.
No, just go over there, have the crack, really, don't we? Just go around there, have good fun.
Like Harry's also said, I've been to Truckfest Lincoln. Really good over there.
Yeah.
We'd camped the whole weekend, Saturday to Monday.
Yep.
Obviously it was bank holiday.
What was it like camping with air horns blasting?
It wasn't that bad, to be fair. You got the odd air horn. It wasn't too loud because the campsite was not too close to the actual area, to be fair.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, it was walking distance away, so it's quite easy to get to.
Ah, good.
Really good time. Bought 2 models that we could probably put on the screen.
Alright, yeah.
Show you.
Put them on screen now, yeah.
And
what models?
It was an Aberclean's S series, and I bought a 4 series.
Was it Sanderson something?
Yeah. Steven Sanderson.
Yeah.
4 series and trailer.
Tag, is it?
I think so.
Right, yeah.
I'll double check that.
Yeah. Yeah, so anything else did you buy from there?
Got some t-shirts.
What, the truck style ones?
Not truck style ones. Got my Scania t-shirt.
Yeah.
And yeah. I did get one truck style.
Yeah, you got key rings in Hatford, didn't you?
We got loads of key rings. Yeah.
Yeah. Ah, good. I might try and go there next year, or might try and go over to Newark, but nothing certain for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else? Oh, you came over when we filmed the first version of podcast in the 90s, didn't you?
Oh yeah. One of the borrowed vehicles that we sometimes borrow.
Yeah.
It's quite a nice one.
Fair thing that. I think she's a 2.4 Puma in black on BFG tyres on, I think, boost rims are they called. Yeah, fair thing. I'll put some pictures in on that now. Yeah, it's just a fair bit of kit, that.
Yeah, she's nice, yeah.
Tyres isn't a nice size. Yeah. So then, what's the next section on podcast? Let's have a look on notes. Now, question here from Tommy TW35 from on TikTok. He says, now then guys, we have a Series 3 from 1981. She's doing very well. Good, low mileage engine. But she was repainted 10 years ago. I don't know why, but it started to flake. Do we repaint it in her original colour, or do we keep her character? Well, if I were you, Tommy, I would repaint her, but brush paint her in her original colour, because I just prefer the look of brush painted rather than spray, because sometimes it can end up going horribly wrong. So I would brush paint it in the original colour. But what colour is it, Tommy, if you want to put in comments, because it would be good to know. What would you do, Lucas?
Brush painter definitely, and it's like saying you painted this and just been put more work into it.
Yeah.
Instead of just covering it down and spray painting it, it's just
more
fun.
Yeah. Would you do it in a different colour, or would you do it in a original series colour? Would you do it? Yeah.
I wouldn't do anything.
Yeah.
Not original, really.
Right.
Just keep it.
Yeah.
It should be, I reckon.
Oh, right. Oh, good. Well, I would do the same thing. And Joey Paskins also asks if we know any history on my Series 3. I know a bit, but I don't actually know that much, if I'm honest with you. So I'll tell you it. She went to the RAF New in 1977, but I don't know which base it was, or any of that really. All I know, she was painted yellow, then she was painted white, and then she was painted RAF blue. But the RAF blue paint is it's really, I'm just here picking away at it now actually whilst filming. It's like a plastic coating. It's not been wrapped obviously, but it's like don't really know what it's been done in, but
It's flaking off, isn't it?
I think the problem is it's been done with no primer. She's just gone straight onto the original blue. But yeah, it's a strange thing, like paint is. But yeah, so she was yellow, then white, then blue, and she was yellow because of the runways, so that the planes up in the sky could see them when landing and up in the sky. And then she went over to Carlisle and got registered for civilian use. I don't know what year, unfortunately, but went over there. And then the last owner, called Mick, his dad bought it and did a full shot blasting job on the chassis. And Mick's dad then unfortunately died, and then went on to Mick, and he then sold her to us. And then I then started to repaint it all on front end, which is 200 TDI. Yeah.
CarPlay.
Yeah, Apple CarPlay, wooden floors, full new interior.
New box. Centre box.
Yeah, new centre box, new wooden floor, which I also forgot to say in what I've done this month. We put a new wooden floor in it, and it's a good job,
really
isn't
nice,
it?
Yeah.
It was a pain in the ass to fit, but it's came up looking really well.
Yeah.
Made out of plywood, but she's been routed so it looks as if it's toned and grooved. And we also changed the passenger side window because the last one was scratched.
And we can put some pictures in the screen of the floor now.
Yeah. Because I think the floor might be one of the best bits we've actually done on this.
Yeah.
So yeah. Now it's time for our favourite product of the month. Would you like to start us off with yours, Lucas?
Alright, my favourite products of the month is the Oxford diecast Land Rover Series 3 short wheelbase in mid grey. It has features such as a canvas soft top and cream wheels.
Yeah.
The vehicle is registered WJA991K from 1971, the first year of manufacture. The model is £17.95, and you can buy them from the Oxford Diecast website. And they're really nice models.
Yeah, they're good quality.
Yeah.
I've just tweaked on the notes. I haven't actually put what scale it is. I think it was a 1/43 scale. I think it was. But yeah. I'll obviously put some pictures in on the screen whilst Lucas was saying. But yeah, it looks like it's quite a smart thing. And my favourite product of the month is the Exmoor Trim Series 3 and 2 door cards. Made out of canvas by Exmoor Trim. Really well made, handmade. But the problem with them being handmade is they sometimes aren't the right size, so we have to stretch mine into spot. But I tell you what, you can't actually notice it now. She looks fine. But yeah, she's turning out well. We've also used self-tapping screws, not tech screws because they look a bit rough. Actual proper screws in it, not wood screws. But she looks really well.
We got told the joke today, didn't we, as well?
Oh yeah, yeah. If we say that after.
All right.
Yeah, I bought them for £55 on a Black Friday sale last year, but they are now £70. You can buy them from the Exmoor Trim website. So tell us about your joke then, Lucas.
So, a bag has Scania on it.
Yeah.
And
Should we say the whole story?
No.
No.
It was put up in a tree.
Your bag.
What do you call it?
I know.
Scania Tree Series.
Yeah, Scania Tree Series. So
that was given to us by our friend
Seth Carver, who listens to the podcast. So, so if you don't know, Scania in the 90s did a wagon called the Scania 3 Series, and obviously the Irish say tree for free. So yeah, it's just a bit of a joke, and it was actually a good one. You were there pissed off with your bag up in tree, but as soon as he said that, your face just completely nutty switched.
It was hilarious, wasn't it, at the minute?
Me and you were there just bloody laughing our heads off. It was funny.
Yeah.
So it was actually a bloody funny thing that was. Yeah. Right, so it's now time for the shout outs of the patrons. So then, as you heard, we have patrons. Now, we could make this podcast without them, but it's very kind of people to actually pay, and it shows a bit of respect, really. So, yeah. So, should we get into him?
Yeah, we should, yeah.
Right, so, thank you to Josh Orwell,
Andrew Appleby, Fencing and Contracting Services.
Catherine's Vintage Teas,
Jessica Barraclough.
Aaron Appleby,
Charlie Holmes.
Josh Orwell,
Freddie Hampshire.
Harry Chaplin,
Ben Graham.
and is that it?
Yeah, that's it,
Yeah. Thank you to all of you guys for sponsoring, and it's really kind of you, and it makes us pay for microphones and
Gimbals,
and
which
it's
is still paying
yeah,
off, really, aren't we?
Yeah, it's just really kind of you, really. So thank you very much for sponsoring, and we hope that you keep continuing to sponsor, and we will also put your names in on the end of the video as well. So cheers, guys.
Thank you.
It's now time for this month's Lister's Landy. This month's Landy is a December 1983 2.25 litre diesel Series 3 owned by Joey Paskins of UU and TikTok. She's in Trident Green, which only used on the late Series 3s and early 90s and 110s. She has a new galvanised chassis and a good used bulkhead. Joey's Series 3 is missing the bottom section of its dashboard. So if any of you guys are breaking a Series 3 or have one up for sale for fairly cheapish money, please can you put it into the comment section below and maybe leave some contact details, and I can message Joey on TikTok and he can then contact you. You can follow the process on Joey's Series 3 and Series 2 lightweight on Joey Paskins on TikTok and JL Modding on YouTube. Thank you for Joey Paskins for sending it in, and it's much appreciated. Thank you a lot. Cheers, mate. So then, this month there is Land Rover Monthly out on the shelves at WH Smith's and any local newsagent to you. It's all about Car SOS restoring a Disco 1 for a man named James, it used to be his dad's. The Defender Octa, where they test it out over in the Highlands and they see if it's the best Defender made yet. A pre-Range Rover prototype has been restored. 2-litre MPI Disco Explored, so it's a V8. And then Young Guns meet the new generation of Land Rover specialists as well. So let's go through it. I have an advert on there for fake twisted rims from Britpart.
I wouldn't say that.
Do you know? So in Land Rover Monthly, we have the starter by Martin, and you have the contents here. So Car SOS, the Defender Octa in the Land Rover Life section, the news and letters, products. Right, let's see the Discovery. Might be a bit further along. Hang on, we can cut this part. There, look. Some bit of kit that is. There's Martin driving it, test driving out. The designer of the Disco 1 in the seat there. Drew a picture for Car SOS, I think. And there's James, and it got delivered to him at Clarkson's farm. And then just about Disco 1 restoration. And all sorts, but we'll keep it as a surprise for you guys to read. And as we're filming this, it's a Friday night before Land Rover Monthly Live at Malvern. Hope all of you guys have a great time there who are actually going. I went there last year, but unfortunately can't go this year because of us planning for the big trip. And yeah, it's obviously organised by Land Rover Monthly, and hope that you guys all have a great time. Classic Land Rover. It's good read, this is actually. Bought this when I was camping out in this. I camped out in this about 2 weeks ago. This story all about his Series 3. Really interesting. All about how two people went and drove it from Lancaster over to Scotland, where they did the university and drove it round. Great story, that is. So, again, if you want this one, Smiths and local newsagents. Let's get back to the podcast.
Now it's time for our news. Hit it with us, Harry.
Right, yes. The 2010 Land Rover Defender that used to belong to King Charles sold for £67,500 at the iconic auction's March sale. The guide price on the 90 was £43,000 to £50,000. The Defender, finishing Keswick green with a grey interior, only had 24,595 miles on the clock from new. At the same auction, an ex-Camel Trophy Defender sold for £34,870 against a guide price of £15,000 to £20,000. Go on, Lucas.
On March 8th, 71-year-old agricultural contractor Derek Herneman left his home in Lymouth in Devon in George. His 1956 Series 1 for the next 6 weeks he drove around pulling the UK, pulling a 79-year-old caravan called Mildred, raising money for charity, arriving home on the 20th of April after covering 3,800 miles. The journey took him to Wales, Cumbria, Merseyside and far north of Scotland before he retraced his steps back home. Derek is fundraising for two charities close to his heart, Bowel Cancer UK and Alzheimer's Society, and by the time he arrived home, the total stood well over his £10,000 goal. Derek said, "Lorry drivers waved me along the way as we went past, and I met some lovely people along the way who made donations and wished me well." The Series 1, which Derek has owned for 2.5 years, was remarkably free of problems during its time on the road, although it did develop some brake problems and ignition problems along the way. To donate, visit www.justgiving.com and search for Derek Herneman.
Yeah, great charities they are, and such a great challenge. It's now time for the events. On the 18th of May, it's the Land Rover Rummage at the National Motor Museum in New Forest in Hampshire, so that is this weekend. On the 7th of June, tea on the tailgate at the Horse and Groom Village Inn in Upper Oddington, Stow-on-the-Wold. 7th and 8th of June is Tractor Fest at Newby Hall, near to Ripon. The Series 3 will be there this year, along with my Nana and Grandad's Scowell Highwayman. So, that is it for the event. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. And don't forget, if you have any questions, please put it into the comment section below. And a big thank you to Twisted for letting us film there last week. And how else do you want to say thank you to?
No, it's just thank you for watching.
Yeah.
I guess.
So thank you for watching. The next one will be about the big trip over in Arran, and we'll see it in the next video, which should be out on weekends, maybe doing prepping for it. Aren't really too sure. So, thank you, and we'll see you in the next one.
See you in the next one.
Cheers.